A little disclaimer before we start. I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so if I seem a little triggered or angry, then that is why. I try to keep my bias out of it, but I will warn you that I have a particularly angry tone of voice in several places in this video. With that little disclaimer out of the way, let's get to this video that I knew needed to be pumped out. So in the Steelers-Patriots game on Sunday, the Steelers appeared to score what looked to be a go-ahead touchdown when Ben Roethlisberger fired a pass into tight end Jesse James with 25 seconds remaining. Keep in mind, these are the two best teams in the AFC. Whoever wins this game most likely gets home field advantage for the playoffs. So James initially catches the ball, realizes he's not in, then proceeds to reach the ball over the goal line, the ball only bobbling loose for a split second due to the impact from James's arm touching the ground. Announcers Tony Romo and Jim Nantz first feel as though James easily had the touchdown, but as they dug deeper, doubts started to arise due to the little bobbling of the football. Romo had been in a situation eerily similar several years back when Romo was quarterbacking the Dallas Cowboys. In a critical play late in the divisional playoff matchup against the Green Bay Packers, Romo fired to the end zone, where Dez Bryant would make a leaping catch, then extend the ball into the end zone, and upon impact, the ball squirted out of his hands for a second before Dez pounced on the ball. Though originally called a touchdown, after further review, the call on the field was reversed, causing Dallas' season to end on quite the sour note. The rule was originally enacted following a controversial play in the opening week of the 2010 season in a game between the Lions and Bears, in which Calvin Johnson caught what appeared to be a game-winning touchdown to the naked eye. However, on the play, as Johnson was going to the ground, he proceeded to slam the ball into the turf, causing it to roll out of the back of the end zone. The play was called incomplete, and the Lions ended up losing the game by a score of 19-14. Following this, the rule was dubbed the Calvin Johnson rule. Back in 2010, most people were outraged by the call, as Johnson clearly caught the ball and had control of it for a good second and a half before slamming it into the ground. The point here is that it looked like a touchdown, and from what we've all learned when we first learned about the rules of football, it was a touchdown. Frankly, it makes little sense to me how anyone could defend this absolute insanity that is this rule, and it's a shame that it cost the team to first go further into the playoffs with the Cowboys, and now it very well may cost the Steelers home field advantage, as the Patriots now slide up to the number 1 seed in the AFC. The rule even contradicts other rules set in place by the NFL. Now, I'm too lazy to see what number of rule this rule is or whatever, but there is a rule in the rule book, and you will see this on your screen. I saw this on Instagram and had to save it, but there is a rule that states that a touchdown is scored when a player attempting to score a touchdown reaches the ball over the goal line while they have possession. So you're willing to tell me that Jesse James did not have possession of the ball? Tony Careni, the official of the game, proved an explanation that the ball hit the ground and that was it. However, it should not matter if the ball hit the ground, as Jesse already had possession of the ball, making whether he had possession when he reached over the end zone irrelevant. However, I do understand that Careni is just following the rules, so I'm not going to bash him. But come on, Patriots fans and Steelers haters, and yes, it's you guys, don't deny it. You are the only ones that are saying that this wasn't a catch. If the same thing happened to you, which by the way, it never would, because you guys only had one penalty for 5 yards the whole night, there would probably be riots in the streets. I give Tom Brady props as he did his thing leading the Patriots down to go ahead, but the refs ultimately snatched that game from the Steelers' grasps. And to make matters worse for both the Steelers and the league, because yes, the league will feel some heavy backlash from this, and they already have, this game just happened to be the most hyped up and important NFL game of the 2017 NFL season. The NFL has to review this rule at their rules meeting following this season, and there is absolutely no reason why this rule should not be abolished and jailed in the deepest and darkest layer that Roger Goodell has, because this is an atrocity. I'll be very interested to see if these two teams meet again in the playoffs to see how it'll go. Personally, if I were Pittsburgh, there would be no way that I would be walking off that field losing, whether it be Gillette Stadium or Heinz Field. You see my anger in this video, man, it's making me stutter. But anyways, now I've already fired some shots at Roger Goodell in a previous video that I did covering the Juju Smith-Schuster hit. Link will be in the description, so I'm not going to roast the man again. But come on, this is your league. I don't see Adam Silver in the NBA dealing with this crap every week, or Rod Manfred, the MLB commish. He doesn't deal with this stuff on a weekly basis. You see, this is the stuff that turns people off of football, whether it be BS rules, or stupid fines, or having a near-civil war within the infrastructure of your organization between owners on different teams, or not being able to respond in an appropriate manner to players protesting. It's ridiculous. The list just goes on. And the one common denominator that they all fall back on is one man. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. But anyways, I think I'm going on a tangent for way too long here, but I think that most of you understand what I'm trying to say here. This rule needs to be kicked to the curb, because eventually, it's going to happen in a much larger situation than what it has thus far, such as maybe a Super Bowl or something along those lines, and once that happens, the entire league as a whole will look terrible. So, I hope you all enjoyed my little rant there about this BS piece of garbage call that took my team out of first place. Once again, try to stay as unbiased as possible, but at points in the video, I did make it a bit personal. You can't handle that, well, then that's just too bad. Trust me, I know that it's a terrible comeback, and I could come back with something much better, but I want to keep this PG rated, so I'm not going to go there. Okay, what am I talking about? This video is officially going off the rails, so I think I'm going to end it there. If you enjoyed this video, then please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. If you would like to be notified of when I upload a new video, then please click the bell in the bottom right hand corner to receive those. Also, feel free to share your thoughts of the video down in the comment section. I'm sure they'll be especially interesting for this video. And you all have a great day. Hashtag Jesse called it, hashtag Dez called it, hashtag Megatron called it. Oh yeah, one more thing. And in the game about a year ago, they called this a catch.
Rodgers eludes the rush, throws on the run, and Nelson can't hang on. Oh, they say touchdown.